Hope you all are doing fine and well. So, based on the request of most of the students, today I thought of giving a very brief analysis from the drama The Bear by Anton Chekhov. So, let's move on. So, what do you know about Anton Chekhov? What do you know about the title The Bear? And what are the things that you need to know when you are studying a drama? Now, here, of course, we are not like looking at the performance on the stage. We are looking at the script only. Now, if you look at this particular drama, there is only one act, okay, and it's a very short drama by Anton Chekhov. Plus, this is a farce, or you call it a comedy, where there is no tragic ending or a hero or whatever you can't see. So, we can see it is a comedy. Basically, when we study dramas, the two main categories, tragedies or comedies. Sometimes there are tragicomedies, likewise you can categorize, but mainly as tragedies and comedies, apart from historical plays or something else. So, now this drama basically belongs to the category of a comedy. Okay, so let's move on and see what is this drama is. If you could remember the drama Proposal by Anton Chekhov, it is also a comedy. Now, Bear is also the same. Right. So, this is Anton Chekhov. I'm not going to give like any detailed biography because it's available everywhere about Chekhov. He's a Russian writer. Okay, so he has written short stories plus a novel and several plays. So, now what is the setting of the play? Now, that is the most important question we need to know. Like I told you, this is not like word-to-word analysis of the drama. This is just like a critical analysis about the basic things that you need. So, this is pre-revolutionary Russia. That is a social setting. What is pre-revolutionary? Pre-revolutionary means before the Russian Revolution. Okay. So, who ruled the country before the Russian Revolution? If you could remember, this communism and all these concepts came into progress in Russia. You call it after that the Soviet Russia. Okay, so the farmers and other people of the lower class started the struggle against the Tsar dynasty. So during that time, aristocratic class or the land owning class held the great power of the country. So, pre-revolutionary Russia is a social setting. Like this landowning class, they had nothing much to do because working class people are doing all the thing, but the landowning class enjoying all the privileges. So, they could simply like spend their time doing futile things. Horse riding, singing, dancing, drinking, having parties. So they had only like, the family issues like relationship problems and all. They didn't have any financial downfalls or something. Okay. So stage setting is the Popova's house. Okay. So you see that in your book also, a drawing room in Popova's house. So to which class the main characters belong? Land-owning aristocratic class. So I explained to you earlier what is that. Right. Now, Popova, one of the main characters. Okay, so despite the exaggerated behavior the play demands, Popova's character reveals certain traits. Popova is a bit of exaggerated, you know that, right? So she is very emotional. Okay, the play opens with Popova fixing her eyes on a photograph of her late husband. She weeps and talks to him about her love. You can see she's a bit of a sentimental character and a bit emotional. So at the beginning of the play, we see her like that. And also the writer constantly noticed that she has dimples on her cheek and she is beautiful. Although she is a widow, she is beautiful. Then later on, when the play moves on, what we see is she has a strong determination. Even though it is impractical to mourn for the rest of her life, she vows to do that. She has a strong determination. And also later on, you can see when she said that she plainly claims that her steward will pay the debt the day after tomorrow. And she is not going to do it at any cost today. So she is determined. She has a strong determination. Whatever she says, she is doing that. Bold and courageous. When Smirnov challenges her to a duel, she accepts it and does not even give up when after he expresses his love for her. If you could remember, like she says that I want to put a bullet through your thick forehead. So, but later on we understand that she doesn't know even how to shoot. But she's not ready to give up. The woman who refused to go out even is ready to go out and fight. So you can see that. Okay, so her courageousness, her boldness. So even Smirnov is moved with her behavior. He says that she is not just powder or jelly bag likewise, not the soft and fragile women that he has seen, right? In Smirnov's character, he is rude and ill-mannered. He enters the house without a show of courtesy and behaves rudely. Like he just come into the house saying that your husband died in debt to me likewise. Now you can see in Smirnov's character, so we will come to that point later also, that he has had several fights with other people, but like at here he is not going to leave the place. Why? Because he think that he could dominate, because here the person who has taken the debt is a man, but the man is not there, only the woman, a widow, is there. So he simply think that his dominative powers would work on her. When he is irritable, when Popova refuses to pay him, he gets angry and shouts at her without any sympathy for a woman in mourning. And also you can see he is breaking up the furniture also, right? So, and he is chauvinistic. He highlights his male superiority over women. That is what I told you earlier also. And he says that I have seen women than you have seen magpies or something, or sparrows. So he says something like that. So manipulative. He has lent money to many people and they have all evaded him. His intention is to get what Popova owes him at any cost. So he's manipulating. He's not going to leave until he takes the debt. So, but you can see at the end of the play also, the character changes. So the Smirnov we see at the beginning of the play is not the one whom we see at the end. So it's very the comedy is seen there where they are fighting, or else what happened to them at the end. We see Popova as a woman who is mourning, who is very fragile, very weak, likewise we see. But later on we understand she is not what she is. And Smirnov, he says that I don't like women. Okay, so and several women I have refused. 12 women and 9 have refused me, likewise he say. So he constantly says that. And you can see his attitude towards women change, and he ultimately become the poetic creature. Okay, right. Luca. So Luca is a loyal servant. He advises Popova to stop mourning, as she should enjoy life. He tries to save her from some Smirnov's insults. His fragile but bit coward behavior increases the humor of the play. So he's a bit cowardly. Please, sir, please go. Okay, likewise you can see little fathers. He also says that, right? So, development of the plot. The conversation between Popova and Luca reveals that he is trying to convince her that she should enjoy her life with her while her beauty lasts. He further highlights the futility of mourning for dead husband for such a long time. Despite her late husband's unfaithfulness to her, she vows to prove her love by mourning for him till her death. She is irritated by Luca announcing the arrival of Smirnov, to whom her dead husband owed 1,200 rubles. Rubles is a money unit. He asks for cash to pay the interest on a mortgage. Popova's peace is disturbed. Then what happened? She is willing to pay Smirnov only after her steward come back the day after tomorrow, but Smirnov reiterates that he needs the money desperately. The argument builds up to a climax as Smirnov highlights the infidelity of women and Popova reveals the same about men. Later on, Popova insults Smirnov, calling him a bear. Smirnov asks to go out, so he refuses. Popova calls Luca to show Smirnov out. The insulting continues. Smirnov suggests then Popova should pay for insulting him by engaging in a duel with him. Then Popova brings her late husband's pistols but asks Smirnov to teach her how to fire. In teaching her, he is captivated by the beauty of her eyes and is touched by her boldness. The climax heightens as Popova suggests going out for the duel. Smirnov is not interested in duel anymore as he cannot resist falling in love with her. The anticlimax is seen when the servants see them kissing each other passionately. So themes. Money. So the first theme is money. The effect of money on human behavior. How humans change with the impact of money. Then infidelity. Popova reveals about her late husband's relationship with other women. It's infidelity. Then emancipation of women. Popova's behavior suggests that the extent of actions a woman is capable of. You can see the courageousness of women, the independence of women. Likewise, Smirnov is taken back by Popova's boldness. So you also see the feminist qualities of Popova and it's a bit admirable. Then inconsistency of human behavior. Popova's and Smirnov's attitude towards each other change rapidly. That means inconsistency of human behavior means changing nature of human behavior. So you can sometimes get this type of theme as a question even. So changing nature. The Popova we see at the beginning is not the Popova we see at the end. Even the Smirnov's character change gradually changes. Okay. So you can see Popova like crying over the dead husband, then suddenly sort of influencing woman who is ready to defend the rights of the women likewise, and Smirnov on the other hand like insulting women, later on falling on his knees and proposing Popova, and Popova's mind also change and she agrees to the proposal of Smirnov. And also the condition of women in Russian society. So what is the status of women in Russian society? So you can see, according to Smirnov, they are like, poetic creatures likewise. They have nothing much to do. They are just playing the scarf while the man is doing all the dedication and the things. So, but you can see they are not like that. And when we see Popova's character, and of course remarrying is something not new to that culture. So that's why Luca is asking her to get married again. Likewise. Okay. Literary techniques. The first one is the humor. The absurd behavior and dialogues create humor. Also metaphor. Popova says you are a boar, a coarse bear. Then incongruity and contrast, that is violence and love are juxtaposed at the end of the play. Juxtapose means using like together, closely. Love is one end, violence is one end. So most like binary oppositions, like those two are used together and it heightens the effect. Then the suspense. The arguments between Popova and Smirnov brings about the tense situation. Okay, so that's about it, because I was going for a very rapid and a very short discussion. But based on your comments and your request, I can go for an in-detail analysis of the drama, The Bear. Okay, so stay safe and please make sure that you comment your questions below. Have a nice day, students.